You ready?
There is a connection between the paranormal, UFOs, and the myths of ancient history. The clues are scattered across the landscape from a forbidden past, maybe even in your own backyard. There is a connection between the true nature of our reality, consciousness, and the unexplained. I'm Carl the Crusher. Let's explore the unknown. Welcome to the Carl the Crusher channel, and I want to introduce you guys to a very secret and special spot that has now been named the Magic Mesa, and I've called this research project now the Mystery at Magic Mesa. And it absolutely blows my mind because this is in a significant location that I've been researching for like the last year, where I've been tracing down the ancient legends that have to do with giants and petroglyphs, UFOs, all kinds of ancient historical myths and mysteries from thousands of years ago that seem to point to some sort of supernatural explanation. And they all have led to this one point that point to this mesa right here. These mountains, mesas, and cliffs off to the east of here are actually full of legends of giants. Some of them 14-foot tall, some of them 20, 30, even 40-foot tall giants. The people who settled Fredonia, supposedly some prospectors went out into these hills right over here and encountered actually living giant people. Okay, that's odd. This is what it looks like from my perspective. That's where we just came out of. Crawled all the way back in here. There's carvings all over the wall. It dead ends right there. But I tell you, there's like a weird energy coming out of here. Below this big wolf petroglyph, down here is the most fascinating one to me. It looks like a depiction of a whole figure with the head and arm with his hands up like this, another arm over here. His body goes down, and then he has these giant feet like this. And look at the toes. Watch as I go close to this boulder. Especially where the wiggly lines are.
That is so
right?
Interesting.
The eyes, the face, the antenna are all so strange. The hands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why are the feet turned inward? There's these spikes coming off of the side. Here we have the infamous black mailbox. This is actually a residential mailbox that goes to the ranchers that live on Groom Road on the way to Area 51. There were 3 lights. They were like amber colored lights in the sky. It literally just looked like 1, 2, 3. Oh, there it is. There they are. See? What is that? Look at that. They're going up in the sky. This is right in the area where Bob Lazar said that to park and look to the south. What is that? There's a bunch of stuff.
Ladders. There's like a ladder or something up there. What is that?
We've seen that up the other canyon where those other petroglyphs are. Maybe. Even up here on the left, you've got the same humanoid figure, and it's like a whole story going on here. We have this big wall right here covered with all these petroglyphs, and this stone that looks like it's cracked and fallen down from above is also beautifully carved. And this tells a whole other story. We've got the same thing. We've got horned figures, whether this was like a horned headdress that they wore, but it looks like he's holding some kind of a spear or something like that. It looks like there's energy coming off of him, some kind of a symbol like this. Now I saw this around the rocks over there too. I don't understand this. We have this big T-shaped thing with like stuff in it. It's actually hard to get the entire thing in frame because I'm right on the edge of this ridge. And look, all of these petroglyphs line up. He's holding something in his hand, or his hand is really strange. You can see it there. Horns, shoulders, short little arms, huge triangular body, and then like tiny little legs with feet. What the heck? I mean, I keep seeing these all over the place. It came out from, oh, there it is, there it is. Look how slow it's going. Oh, how cool would that be if it flew right over here to us? It obviously has something to do with the stars and astronomy, but they all depict these beings or entities. Like this looks like a person, some sort of an entity with a belly. They have this one that's got like stuff above its head up here, or that's a different figure as well. Look, you've got this Ant-Man figure with ears, almost like a cow with horns. That looks like people, some kind of a crazy pyramid shaped. I have no idea. All of the evidence that I've been tracking down and studying over the last year has been pointing in one direction, and ultimately I've been given access to this piece of property where this mesa sits behind me. And in the last 48 hours, I've actually filmed and recovered like over 20 minutes, about 25 minutes of unexplainable, strange phenomenon appearing on the side of this mesa. And I want to tell you guys the whole story and give you guys a little bit of samples of what I saw and what I recorded, and tell you how you guys can see it, because now it's getting a lot of attention and there's going to be like a whole official release of what we captured on camera. So this guy who got in touch with me, he said that his family actually had access to and was like part owners of the property of the valley right at the base of the mountain or the mesa where all these clues seem to be pointing. So he reached out to me and was like, listen, I think I might have an answer to some of the clues that you've been tracking down. Our family has been experiencing some really strange paranormal stuff for many years at the base of this mesa. And he told me all about it, how they're seeing balls of light, weird paranormal shapes, geometric shapes, the whole side of the mesa lighting up, things flying around in the sky, and stuff coming right down the mesa on the ground and approaching them, and then even seeing shadow figures and stuff. And so I absolutely had to arrange to come and see this spot, and he gave me permission, and we actually met up and were able to come and check the spot out. The first time that we came to the property, they basically just showed me where it was at and didn't witness anything. And so I thought I'm going to come back on a random time and actually bring my professional gear. I'm going to bring a REM pod, night vision, laser pointers and things like that, and really do a thorough investigation and not tell anybody when I'm going to come here until the day that I'm going to do it, right before I come, just a few hours, so that nobody could stage anything. And so night before last, when I actually got here, I was not prepared for what happened, because as soon as the sun set, an incredible amount of strangeness started to occur, exactly like the family described to me. What ended up happening, and the result of that night from like 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. was we witnessed geometric light forms and shapes appear on this mesa out of seemingly nowhere. We've debunked that it could be headlights in the distance or some kind of a spotlight or reflection phenomenon, but what we saw was clear geometric shapes. We saw clear 90-degree angle squares appear on the mesa up over on this side that had to have been 100-foot tall or over 50-foot tall and across, huge giant squares up in this corner. And it seemed to be even responding when we were thinking about geometric shapes, like wouldn't it be cool if there was like a square or a triangle? And every time we had those thoughts, it was like the Magic Mesa could read our mind or something and respond to our thoughts, and we were seeing geometric shapes appear like almost like out of thin air magically in like plasma forms on the surface of this mesa. Trying to adjust my focus here. There we go. This is a REM pod we've got on the ground, and it is going bonkers. What in the world is it doing? We just saw it a second ago completely light up. Yeah, that whole left side. This side right here? So if we see anything, we can point right at it or try to get a response with the laser. There it is. There it is. Right here. Look, it just appeared. I just did like a really short 10-second meditation and set my intention to see a square, and it instantly appeared. Spreading to the right. Whoa. What is going on? And what I just saw was like basically a whole section right here, right?
I saw the top half
right there too?
Yeah.
That blink on and
Yeah,
off.
I just got that.
There's no cars, there's no other lights. It just looks like a wedge. It's getting bigger. It's coming down the mesa. Look at it.
The whole mesa's lit up.
The whole mesa's lit up. You see it on camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's moving right there.
Can you see my point?
You totally, yeah, you're right on it. There was a moment that I'll never forget where I actually asked in my own mind, hey, how about a triangle? And then I said it out loud, how about giving us a triangle? And then up here on the mesa, about 10 seconds later, a giant triangle upside down appeared on the mesa, and it was glowing like the whole mesa was on fire, and I've never seen anything like it. I couldn't believe it. And as the night went on, the activity got more and more strange to the point where it seemed like the entire front face of the mesa would start like a little square and then completely fill up with light. It looked like an avalanche coming down from the top of the mountain down to right where we were sitting at the bottom. And then along the bottom edge, it looked like strange creatures or shadow figures of some kind were crawling in the darkness along the bottom edge of the light. This is the kind of stuff that you hear up in the Uinta Basin, where they have Blind Frog Ranch, where all kinds of strange activity like this is going on similarly, and the same kind of stuff that you hear about skinwalkers that goes on up there too. We were here most of the night and captured some incredible stuff, and on the drive home I called my friend Chris Bartell, and I've shared this footage, the 25 minutes worth of what I captured, with some of my trusted friends and scientists and researchers, and their minds are blown about maybe what I captured and the implications of what it could mean. So I cannot wait to show you. I've also sent the clip to Dr. Jim Segala and a few other people who are credible scientists and researchers, and they're very compelled by the footage that I caught as well. It really doesn't look like a whole lot here in the daytime when you're standing here. It just looks like this beautiful mountainside that you want to go up and hike around and look at. But at nighttime, this whole thing comes alive, almost like a neon light show. And what's really weird, it seems to respond to what you're thinking about and what you're doing in the area. And the family that lives here that brought me to this location has been experiencing this for like over a decade now. This is the beginning of a whole new chapter with a whole bunch that's going to unfold with research. I've got other people watching. I've got 25 minutes worth of footage of the REM pod going off and acting bonkers, all my scientific equipment acting silly on me, and then everything that we captured on the night vision I'm having looked at and professionally evaluated, and I'm actually going to be revealing it officially. I have a whole hour that I'm going to be presenting this at the UFO Disclosure Symposium, where they have 4 other pieces of actual military grade UFO footage that they're releasing to the public for the first time. And somehow I've shown this to the people involved in that symposium, and now it's going to be included in the entire symposium as part of the reveal because the evidence is so profound. So it's all being looked at and analyzed. We're going to keep coming back and further the research, and it's ongoing. But I cannot explain what I saw. It seems so unassuming here in the daytime, but I promise you it was one of the most strange, paranormal, supernatural things I've ever experienced in my life, and it went on for hours. And the family here is really amazing, and they've given me permission and access to bring a team of professionals, doctors, scientists, PhD people to actually come here and do some real scientific research. So make sure and subscribe and turn on notifications. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and everywhere, and please make sure and get tickets to the UFO Disclosure Symposium, because that's when I'm going to release the full video, 25 minutes of everything that we got. I promise. I really want to upload it right now if I could, but it's coming, I promise.